Hi, I'm Austin Eartham.
And I'm Taylor Patton. Welcome to Kitchen Table Podcast.
We're going to motivate, educate, and relate to you guys, sharing our stories, helping you get 1% better in all areas of your life. Welcome to Season 3 trailer. It's going to be a 1440. We're past 1 year, and we are looking forward to the next season. Season 3, Taylor, what is going to be the theme of Season 3?
The season of love.
Season of love, baby. We got summertime, get the summer love going. By the end of this season, hopefully I will be married and Taylor will have a girlfriend. So we'll be good to go. I was thinking, though, before we get into Season 3, last couple weeks ago we talked about Season 2 and had our finale, and it was our 1 year anniversary doing the podcast, right?
Yep.
And then you asked me about goals and kind of we talked about like what's ahead of the process and how it's just a speck in time to hit the outcome. But the process is what matters. And we talked about how the numbers were good, but not as good in Season 2. But overall, we made a huge impact on people with over 61,000 minutes listened in our 77 episodes. Season 3 is going to be hopefully going off of what's ahead. Hopefully, Season 3, our goal is to increase, obviously, our listeners, our viewers. We might have some more podcast ideas in terms of episodes. We're going to add some Bible study stuff in. Have some guests, hopefully, work on lining those up. And if not, we got plenty of things we can talk about as well. Finding guests are hard when you have a full-time job, to be honest. But I was just thinking, like, looking ahead, we got goals that we're trying to hit. And I'm hoping that Season 3 helps us get there. Because a lot of people didn't like the influence stuff. But everybody's got some sort of relationship they can work on or become better at. Or again, just working on yourself and getting 1% better, whether it's things like loyalty or your mental health or being better at forgiveness. Last episode, we talked about how I'm working on acceptance.
Yeah. And, I like this because, there's so many, versions of love in so many different directions. Like, there's love of others, love of self.
There's the deep, intimate love. Yeah, there's four types of actual love. And we'll talk about that.
So I'm just excited to be able to dive into all of it.
Sorry, quick tidbit that I learned in my class from school. Did you know that it was a TED Talk, if you are somebody who has a lot of stress in life, but you have relationships to help support you, so if you don't have relationships, your odds of dying, you have a support system, it goes back to 0. That's how important it is. That's how important relationships and love is. I wonder, like how people say they died of a broken heart? It's a real thing.
Oh, for sure.
Because your heart can't take that much stress.
Yeah.
And that person's gone and you have no way to cope with it. Yeah. So your brain, your amygdala basically blocks everything else. And that's all you think about. And you literally die of a broken heart from stress. You have a heart attack.
Just sad.
But on the flip side, let's say people you have cancer, right? Everybody's like, I'm going to need your support. You have a good support system, this and that. People beat cancer. I don't know. This isn't research like the other one was. But I just have this, I just think this is what it is. People who beat cancer have a better support system than those who don't, on average. Because their body, you release the oxytocin. And oxytocin is a stress hormone that helps you. It literally rebuilds the heart. And people think stress is bad, but if you can look at that stress as being good, it's literally building your heart, not tearing it apart. So if you have that stress, and then the oxytocin is released because you have cancer, right? Yeah. It's being released, and you feel that love. Next thing you know, cancer's gone.
Better than ever.
Yeah. So I really, it's a thing, and I'll continue to learn more in my class. But I think relationships should be number one in your life. People say, no, God should be. Okay, relationship with God is number one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, family should be number one. Okay, your relationship with your family should be number one. So I just think having that support and being able to work through conflicts and who you're with matters. We talked about that. Mm-hmm. I think just building your circle, as I call it, really plays a role in who you're going to become in life. And what really matters to me, my relationships are becoming more and more important as I get older, because in high school I could care less. And now then I went to college and was lonely. And then think about our support system in college. We hang out with the same people we did in college.
Yeah.
Right? When at Tristan's funeral, every single person was there in the group. That half of them live near us now. Half of them are in my wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would have more if I was allowed to. So, right there's like 8 examples of how. What do you think you struggle with the most on relationships? Let's talk about the bad here. It's the good, the bad, the ugly.
I think at this point, I'm just quick to not care, cut people off.
Yeah. Because other people not respond to me, and so you're just like, screw it.
Yeah.
Other things to do.
It's just been a constant thing in the podcast. I feel like it circles back around. No, because if you don't want to show effort in a relationship, then hey, like, yeah, that's not me. Like, I'm not getting off my back. You're just not gonna be part of it. Like,
Yeah.
and so then I like circle back around, like, oh, if maybe I should like reach out again. Like maybe they're having a bad day, bad week, all that. Like, and so then it's just like same cycle, same circle.
Mm-hmm.
But and like I don't know. I feel like I don't hold grudges. This weird. This kid punched me at work, and I punched him in the face the other day at work, and I didn't even think twice about it. I was like, okay, process through it, move on. Literally.
Must not have been Mike Tyson who punched you then.
No, it wasn't. I was more like in the moment. I was like, "Oh, what the heck?" And I actually said the word, but
Yeah.
and then 30 seconds later, I was over it. I was like,
You're such a caregiver.
I am,
Yeah, I'm not.
and yeah.
It just goes to show you.
Maybe it's just like,
It's the fight or flight right there. You know what I mean? Like for me, I'm very bad at. One, I'm writing a dating book, so by the way, hopefully that comes out sometime. And if we ever get to merch, we're gonna have some giveaways. Hopefully in season 3, if we make it that far. So the more viewers, the better, you know. So spread it to your friends, comment, watch our videos, share, subscribe, tweet, whatever else you do. Do it. Word of mouth, number 1. And heck, you're gonna see us on a billboard someday. We talked about that. We're gonna be on a billboard.
Awesome.
Billboard.
It's just the dumbest investment.
No, it's great. You know how many people go on the interstate? A lot.
You know how many people ever care about what the billboard says?
Everybody.
No.
Everybody says there's a deal.
Name one thing on the billboard.
McDonald's, dude. If they got a deal going on, I'm going. Just kidding. But anyways, what I'm bad at in terms of relationships is I'm pretty selfish. So back to the dating thing. I have all these dating ideas and other things I think a vision how it should go, and then reality is a lot more tough, or there's too much money or not enough time, or it's not the weather you want, or whatever it might be. So I'm very bad at like being selfish and thinking about my needs when other people have needs in a relationship too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, how come this person can't do this? Why can't they do this? Whereas I probably make some mistakes that they don't like. Yeah, I mean, living with people is a great example of that. And just like you said the other day, if I bring a pallet home of food, you guys be mad. No, I don't care at this point. You do whatever you want.
Which is so BS. You say that now, and then a pallet of something shows up, and it's just sitting in the living room or something like that.
As long as I have,
if
it's in my way of my everyday life, I will get mad.
Yep, there we go.
But if you just bring it in and it's just sitting there, fine.
Okay.
The kitchen's not, or the living room's not an ideal spot unless if it doesn't block the TV and I can lay on the couch, I'm okay with it. Whatever.
If it's not an inconvenience to your life, you don't care. That's what I'm saying.
That is
if it inconveniences your life, it is move it now or you die.
I don't think it's a you die, but it does make me angry.
It's the end of the world. Yeah, I know.
Not the end of the world, and I'm working on it. Fine, put it in the middle of the living room. Bring a pallet of chicken home.
I'm just bringing chicken home.
Yeah, well, 1, you wasted enough chicken this year, and 2, I already got salmonella, so I don't want it again. That's a side story.
Yeah, but
see, we're working on our relationship right now.
I think this season is gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be the most vulnerable we've been to our audience.
Yes, vulnerability is what builds relationships.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be a hard episode that I think I've two two topics that I think maybe aren't the most interesting. I'm good at finding the not interesting ones, right? Everything I pick isn't very interesting, but I think number one, loyalty. I think it's really easy to tell loyalty. And two, I think everybody, for the most part, in our friend group or our, I guess, major relationships in life have a lot of loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that really builds relationships and trust. And like you said, relationships are built on trust.
Yeah.
And the second thing I think is going to be very interesting to talk about is forgiveness. Because as good as you are at not holding a grudge, I used to be the worst. Right? And
Yeah.
I'm working on now, and I think what makes another episode that we're going to talk about that I think forgiveness leads into, or just the dating or happiness in general, is the little things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I take a lot of pride in. Like, for instance, one of our books that Steph and I were doing for our marriage book, it was like just fun questions and serious questions and whatever. There's a lot of different topics. So it's 365 days, so we try to do it weekly. And one of the questions was, what's one thing that people don't know about you that I think is really important? And she said to me that she thinks the little things that I do that nobody realizes, but make a big difference without them even like maybe realizing. So I took that to heart, and I continue to do like those little things, like send a note to somebody or clean up after them. Some of that's just OCD, or rounding up whatever to the dollar. So if it's $1.50, I'll just give them $2 or whatever it might be, you know. Or going the extra mile to say something. Saying things is always the easiest because it makes an immediate impact.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking about that stuff. I think that would be good to talk about. At least that'll make somebody's day.
Yeah.
I hope at least. So
Yeah.
that's something I take pride in.
I'm very good at forgiveness. I don't know why this has been. I've never been able to hold a grudge. Never been able to. And that, but it makes me laugh. Is me not being able to hold a grudge. There's this kid. 2 weeks ago, he lent this kid his book in the class. 2 weeks ago, this kid that he gave the book to, he lent the book to, took this kid's banana and ate it. And so then, not even 2 minutes, like he comes back and he's like, actually, you can't buy my book because you ate my banana. And it was like the funniest thing. It's just so like.
He's quite serious.
Yeah. Oh, he was so serious. He was not happy.
Yeah,
he was like, I remember you.
Little things like that. That's what I'm trying to get rid of. Is not care about the little things like that, but do the little things that matter.
Exactly.
Now to just have less stress and just more happiness in life, you know. He's an alpha. We're talking about alpha and beta. He's an alpha right there, man. You show him. I just think that's very interesting. But again, that's what makes people tick on different things, like I said last couple weeks. But it's interesting because there's always good and bad relationship, like something you like, something you dislike. But if you can live with the bad and enjoy the good, then you can laugh about the bad sometimes, you know? Yeah. Like, we think that's so ridiculous, and that kid was so serious. It's just a freaking banana.
Yeah. But to him, it was like...
That's what I'm saying. It matters to him, so how can we show that empathy or support towards him, you know? Yeah. Or show him that it's not a big deal, one of the two. Yeah. Maybe not trying to change his mind, because we learn that's hard, but in that circumstance, it's not a big, I guess, deal breaker. But anyways, I think episode season's going to be great. I'm looking forward to the summer of love, season of love, and hopefully ending with some marriage and girlfriends. That's just, the marriage will happen. We don't know about the girlfriend. That's not really the goal, but marriage is definitely a goal. So we'll keep you updated. We'll live stream it. Anyways, we'll put the description in down below and catch you guys in a couple weeks for season 3. Love you. Bye.